I'm excited to learn more about what you learned during you getting that MBA. What do you think are some of the biggest lessons you learned from that, or
So
information?
that's a great question,
Yeah.
that's a pretty easy one for me to answer. So the MBA was a lot of work. I have a family, small kids, and in business, same thing. It's a lot of work and investment and time away from the family, and it's just so much that's involved in getting that done,
Mm-hmm.
and all of the hours and books and papers and case studies and different things that I did through the entire MBA. There's one thing that stood out to me more than anything, and that was the importance of a brand. And that's something that you talk a lot about as well.
Yes.
And it's absolutely true. The most important thing that you have in your company, or that you can build that is it's valuable, or that you can build that has
Mm-hmm.
value, is building a brand. And so when I first started my company, that was on the very top of my mind. Like, I have to come up with something that's going to be easily brandable.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously your logo is a big part of branding.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's a question people ask me all the time, like, why polar bear? How'd you come up with that?
Yeah.
So that's what it was. I just wanted something that was going to be easily brandable and could somehow be related to heating and air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a bunch of different ideas. One of my daughters, actually my oldest daughter, one day we were sitting at the table and she's like, what about polar bear? And I love the idea right off the bat. I thought of a lot of different things, how we could use that for marketing, and especially
Yeah.
for air conditioning. And polar bear, it's like easy, something that you can come up with the logo that people can see and remember.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that's helped us out a lot. I think right from the beginning, people would see our logo and hear the name, and they were able to remember it.
Yeah, and that's huge. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the branding aspect. Obviously, that's kind of what I do for
Yeah.
businesses, is help them brand themselves using content. And for me, I think branding is huge, and but also you got to let people know who you are, and
Hmm.
so networking is massive. I do more now of the content inbound kind of outreach. And to be honest, I haven't. I mean, it's crazy. I love it because I haven't had to really do like. I still do networking, but it's funny because I don't really see it like networking sometimes. The way
Yeah.
I do it.
Honestly, that's the funnest part about business. I
Yeah.
think, is the networking and just meeting cool people like yourself and
Yeah.
getting to know people. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's one great thing about it that I love about being in business is when actually like 2 days ago I had been here for 3 years.
okay.
Doing construction is what brought me out to Fort Carson doing some. We had like a contract out there doing a bunch of gutters on the barracks, and
Okay.
so we were here for a few months. And just exactly 2 days ago, I think, or yesterday, was the day I actually moved out here, or actually came out here to be here temporary. Didn't expect to be here,
Uh-huh.
but I feel like I was already going to start my business in Kansas City, and I feel like within the first 6 months of being here, even though I was working 6 days a week, sun up, sundown, well, till 5 p.m. because that's when they kick you off the base. But uh, even though I was like working consistently, I was doing networking outside of that while I was here, just kind of like trying to learn how to network because I was going to take that back to Kansas City when I went back.
Right.
But then I decided I fell in love with the city and I decided to stay. But I brought that up because I think within the first 6 months, I met more people here than I had in Kansas City my entire life.
Uh-huh.
Just doing business, because that's part of it. Like that's important, like if you got to meet people and you got to let people know, like, and trust you, and that's how you do that. And like that was one of the hardest parts for me actually, because I'm introverted in a lot of ways actually, believe it or not.
Uh-huh.
And so it's like if you see me at networking meetings, I'm usually quiet. I'm usually trying not to raise my hand. That's how I was in school too.
Yeah, that's funny. Actually, that's how I met you, was at the 3 Million Cups.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm the same way. Like, I'm a extreme introvert, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I really had to put myself out there. But it's important, and that's how you just get to know people, and I really enjoy that part of it, and it's something that's become a lot easier for me now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Colorado Springs has an amazing networking community. I never realized that. I don't know how it is in other places, but just
Mm-hmm.
talking to other business people and stuff, like, we do have a really amazing community
We
and
do,
a strong
yeah.
support for small businesses.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I have only done business here really like that, like networking. I've only done it here, so I haven't got to test other places, but so I may be biased, but I do hear that a lot as well too. Like that Colorado Springs specifically is like that. Though I do feel like with my MO and my determination, I could do that anywhere though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, what's cool about like HVAC is everyone needs it.
Yep.
It's something that is in high demand all the time, I think. And maybe even growing more as especially in a city like Colorado Springs that is
Oh
just
yeah.
only getting more and more.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
And summertime is the craziest time of year for us. It absolutely goes insane. Today it's supposed to be like 95 degrees. If you've been
Oh, wow.
outside yet, it is burning up, and
Okay.
it's gonna be crazy. I tell everybody every year it's like a light switch. As soon as it gets hot, we get that 90, 95 degree day, and like we're gonna have several days where it stays hot.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone flips a switch, and everybody and their mom starts calling, and it just stays that way all summer long. It's absolutely crazy.